This is the Snapmaker U1, an incredibly budget-friendly tool changer that has quickly captured my love. Welcome to 3D Printing Nerd Studios, proudly powered by PCBWave. 8% off, link in the description. You know what to do. This was one of the first retail Snapmaker U1 tool changer 3D printers that was sent out, and I really wanted to take my time with this. I think Snapmaker has accomplished something that no other company has been able to accomplish yet. A really polished, well-working tool changer that is extremely consumer friendly. When I got this out of the box, I of course filmed everything. These go together really easily. There's motors on the side that take the spools and automatically draw them into the tubes. I love that part. The heads have replaceable bits and it's easy to get to. And when I got it all together, I printed this dragon model using the 4 filaments that are included with it, and the dragon looked great. And one of the most interesting things that I think this 3D printer has is a window on this side, because sometimes you just want to watch from behind. It's really cool that I had this in studio because I had this very, very specific project in mind. My buddy Fulv creates these intricate models that look exceptional. And this one recently captured my mind. It was Santa's Toy Shop. And I thought, I have this machine that can do multicolor, and the way he formats his models is easy to do. So I went and got some filament. From the top, we've got a silk green, an olive green, fossil gray, muted red, marble white, silk gold, army blue, cotton white, and luminous green, all thanks to Polymaker. And one of the things that I thought was interesting about this is these are all fine, but once you get to the one on the very bottom, luminous green, it contains particles that are hard and sharp and can generally widen the orifice of a brass nozzle when it's heated up. Brass can be soft when it's warm, which is why you need yourself a hardened nozzle. And thankfully, Snapmaker sent a few over. So I was able to print with all of these, including the one on the bottom, without issue. The printing is done. I gotta go get the models. And while I do, you should check out the time lapses. Let's get this assembled. This is going together way easier than I thought it would. That's it. That's all the steps for the roof. That's kind of coming together. Most of the models are built on the concept of material swapping, meaning when you get to a certain layer when you're printing and you swap in a new color. So you start at the bottom with material A, and then you go a little bit and then you switch to material B, and then you go for a bit and you switch to material C. It's a way of getting multi-material, but without getting as much waste. If I had done this with a single nozzle 3D printer, I could have done this manually and the waste would have been a little bit less than this. However, with a tool changer such as the U1, you get the benefit of automation because you can automate the switching of A to B to C, much like these. These are windows or windowsill. So at the bottom, it started with the cotton white, and then it went to the silk gold, and then it went to the, I believe, army green. And so the purge block for that, so when we talk about waste, then it just has to build it up until the very last color that it uses starts. So in this case, the purge block for these 3 windows is this tall. And a single nozzle system, of course, manually, I could have used less of that. But again, with a tool changer like the U1, automation is key because for everything here, once I sliced it and once I hit print, I just let it go. I didn't have to manage it. It printed overnight or it printed during the day while I was doing things, and I only had to swap in new prints when the one was done. It was a completely, nearly lights out process. So then with filament changing, such as these windows, it's not so bad. Another example, these go in the windows. You start with white, remember that's the bottom, so you start with white and then you go to the muted red and then you finish it off with white for the platform. And then your purge block is only as tall as where the last color starts, so it's only that tall. I think that's a very small price to pay for automation. You do build some tall things, like here is the light post and here is the chimney. Material swapping is done for these, but because they are tall, you do end up with, at times, a taller purge block. But again, it only has to go as high as the last material starts. Some of the prints are single material, so this holds the LEDs, and it's just a single material, so it was nothing. It was a single tool, there was no purge block, it just spit out filament in the shape of this. In doing the filament swaps, you can achieve an interesting effect. So here is a Christmas tree, and then if you put the light behind it, you can see the decorations through it. That kind of provides a neat way of designing in twinkling lights and light features in a model, because then you can utilize opaque filaments to block light, and then you can use the non-opaque filaments to let some light through and filter it, which is kind of a HueForge-esque sort of thing, but it's still really cool. Another thing I want to show is these models, because they're just crazy. Look at that. This is with fuzzy skin mode, but in a certain way, and then it's a material swap, and the white is meant to have a snow effect on it. This and this and this are held by a thin layer, and that allows it to bend because it's going to have to bend on the model. I thought that was pretty cool. I want to show you this though. It's hard to see the whole thing. The way this was made was using variable layer height within the slicer, and it really gives you very smooth contours. This is made to look like brick and then snow on the brick. It's a really neat effect, and then that variable layer height gives you a really nice, smooth, in this case, snowbank. And it's a really neat effect. There are still models that have to be painted, but they're tiny. They're super tiny, and it's not so bad. Lastly, one thing I want to bring up is that Snapmaker has chosen to white label Orca Slicer, which is great, which is a fantastic choice, because Orca Slicer is a wonderful slicer, and the Snapmaker brand of it really gives users powerful functionality, but in the case of the U1, lets them have a Snapmaker forward sort of branding element. Because if you do this, if you take Snapmaker and you take Orca and you smash them together, you get Snorka. And that makes me smile. This is assembled now, and we're at the point where I can turn it on. So I've got the Olight strip, link in the description. I'll put Fulvio's link down there. That way he gets the commission on it. And I've got it plugged into a battery bank. I've got it paired to my phone. Let me turn off the studio lights. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, that looks amazing. That looks absolutely wonderful. Oh, look at the lights. Oh, I am really, really happy with this. There we go, a project with the Snapmaker U1, and it's Santa's toy shop from Fulvio, utilizing a number of Polymaker filaments, an LED strip from Amazon, and just some 3D glue. I am so impressed.
You did it!
And just speaking to the reliability that I experienced during this project, I had 0 failures. And every time I printed to this machine, it was in the other room, I would hit print and then I would do something, and then I would check on it every so often just to watch it go. Everything about this was as automatic as it could be. I'm just really happy at the performance that this machine gave me. Again, this was one of the very first retail units shipped out, and I had the privilege of putting it through its paces, printing this. And I'm just really happy about that. This has been a project with the Snapmaker U1, and a big thanks to Snapmaker for sending this over, and a big thanks to Polymaker for providing some filament. Fulvio, you have blown me away with this design, absolutely blown me away, and I can't wait to print more of your design. Printing this was time consuming because I had one machine, but again, very automatic, and the layer switching was easy. I hope more people print your designs because this brings me joy. Absolute joy in looking at this, and I can't wait to print more. Well, listen, if you made it this far, you're awesome. Don't forget to hug each other more, fight for a cause you believe in, and print all of Fulvio's things. And as always, high five.